Today's lesson that I'm going to focus on is compensation across zeros. This is something that I wish I was taught when I was younger because it makes regrouping when subtracting from hundreds or thousands a lot easier. So the first example that we're going to do is 800 minus 652. Now, if I were to solve this the traditional way, I would have to do a lot of regrouping here, which we will get to. Instead of doing a lot of regrouping, I am going to do something that will make it a lot easier. If I'm at 800 and I take 1 away from 800, that would get me to 799. So it gets me to right before that 100, right? Well, if I take 1 away from the 800, I will also have to take 1 away from 652. If I take 1 away from 652, it would be 651. This sets me up for a subtraction problem where I do not have to do any regrouping and I can go right ahead and subtract. Whenever we add or subtract, we always start in our ones place. So we're going to do 9 minus 1, which is 8. 9 tens minus 5 tens, which is 4 tens. And then 7 hundreds minus 6 hundreds, which is 100. So my difference is 148. Now how does that work? Well, if we were looking at a number line, what did I say about subtraction? I said subtraction is the distance between two numbers, right? So if I had 652 and 800 here on my number line, and I want to know the distance here, right? Well, if I take them both back 1, I keep the same distance apart from each other, but I'm able to subtract without having to regroup. So by doing that, that keeps the same distance. Okay? So let's do another one. Let's do 900 minus 374. Okay? I'm going to take 1 away from each. So taking away from the 900 gets me to 899. Because when I'm counting, the number I say before 900 is 899. I'm going back just 1. So I'm at 374. I take away 1. That will get me to 373. Again, I'm subtracting to find the difference. 9 minus 3 is 6. 9 tens minus 7 tens is 2 tens. 8 hundreds minus 3 hundreds is 5 hundreds. So what's my difference? 526. Now let's do a couple if we're in the thousands. So let's say we do 7,000 minus 5,324. Again, you're going to do the same thing where you're just going back 1. So if you had to count by ones to 7,000, the number that you would say if you took away 1, or the number right before 7,000, would be 6,999. Because I took from my minuend 1, I'm going to take 1 from my subtrahend. I take 1 away from there, I have 5,323. I'm going to subtract that. 9 ones minus 3 ones gives me 6 ones. 9 tens minus 2 tens gives me 7 tens. 9 hundreds minus 3 hundreds gives me 6 hundreds. 6 thousands minus 5 thousands gives me 1,000. Okay, let's do one more. Let's do 8,000 minus 4,000 536. Again, I'm going to take 1 away. So what comes right before 8,000? That will be 7,999. And if I take 1 away from my subtrahend, that would be 4,536. Just taking 1 away. It's whatever number would come before that. I'm sorry, 35. So I'm just taking 1 away. It's whatever comes right before the number that you're looking at. So 9 minus 5 is 4. 9 tenths minus 3 tenths is 6 tenths. 9 hundredths minus 5 hundredths is 400. 7 thousandths minus 4 thousandths is 3,000. So that would give me my final answer. And I get my final answer without having to regroup. Just by taking 1 away from each helps it make it an easier problem where I can do straight subtraction without regrouping.